I wanted to focus my project on how to use Google Chromebooks in the math classroom. Our district is going one-to-one with Chromebooks, and it's a big push for teachers to implement this Chromebook successfully in the classroom. Well, as a math department, we've been looking for ways to use Chromebooks successfully, and that's why I wanted to focus on Chromebooks because it is such a key part to our student success. Now, some of you may be asking, what are Chromebooks? Well, Chromebook is just another type of laptop created by Google. It runs on a Chrome operating system and it does not have a hard drive, so everything that is stored via cloud. Now, what are the advantages of Chromebooks? There are many. It has a fast startup time, so between 5 and 8 seconds whenever a student opens their Chromebook, and when they log into their account, it picks up the screen they were just on. It has a long-lasting battery, so it lasts students all day. And one of the best parts of Chromebooks is that it has offline access. Now, all of the students at my school have Wi-Fi at home, so if they download the documents they need to their Drive account, whenever they edit the document at their house, Google will change the document once they're connected to Wi-Fi again. That's a good benefit that these students have with Chromebooks. I mentioned earlier, it has the virtual storage. There's no hard drive. Everything is stored in the cloud. And in the grand scheme of things, it's one of the easier devices to manage. So we can control what students can do, what websites they can visit, and what options they have. And it's much cheaper overall to buy a student a Chromebook than it is to, say, buy a MacBook. There are a lot of ways to use Chromebooks in the math classroom. One of the obvious ways is to use instructional or practice websites. These are a few that I've had personal experience with, and they are very useful. The best websites that I like are the ones that give students immediate feedback, because in a classroom of 25 to 30 students, it's hard to answer students right when they have a question. And the millennials need immediate feedback. So these websites are a way to give students immediate feedback, and if they got the answer right, if they got it wrong, and if they got it wrong, it tells them this is what you did wrong, this is what you should have done to correct it. Another way to use Chromebooks in the classroom is to actually use Google Classroom. This is an online classroom just like we use Blackboard for, and it's a way for teachers to upload assignments, to post announcements, and to just keep students organized and involved with class and the materials that they need. And the last way that I wanted to cover is the use of Google applications such as Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets. There are many applications that Google has created for us to use. The main two that I use are Google Docs and Google Forms. I use Google Docs for writing and journal assignments. What did you learn this week? What did you take out of this unit? What do you struggle with? Ways for me to keep tabs on what my students are learning or what they're struggling with. Another way to use Google Docs is in the middle of the lesson. If students have a question and you can't answer it right away, they can use Google Docs to type their questions so they don't forget it. I mean, in middle school, let's be realistic, they're going to forget their questions. And the most popular way that I use Chromebooks is using Google Forms. Google Forms are a wonderful way for quizzes and tests. There's an application called Flubaroo that actually grades Google Form results for you, which is very convenient. And I also use them for admit and exit slips. It's very, very convenient. It's very easy to grade, and it's a quick way to just check with students, hey, do you get what we're learning today, or what do I need to reteach, or what can I say is done, and move on. So there are many ways to use Chromebooks in the classroom. These are just a few, and they're some of the more popular ways that Chromebooks can be used in the math classroom.